everybody. Today is April 16th, 2025. I'm your host, Josep the Viking, and joining me today are my fellow Vikings, Shield Maiden, Morning Darkness.
Hello.
Also joining us in the video flesh, Viking Vaste.
Hello.
I'm so glad you're here today, Vaste. I was going to show your avatar, but we have...
Well, at least you have a good one now.
Yeah, that one's actually pretty cool.
That one's great. I love that one.
Yeah, it's really good.
I always have it ready just in case, but... Well, so it's been 2 months. We have quite a bit to talk about, actually, with games and life and Valheim. There's been a few things going on with Valheim, but MD, can you give us a little preview of what we're going to talk about today?
Sure. Valheim's permanent April Fool's joke. Did they cross the line? Sorry. Deep North previews, Dune Awakening, pre-order versions, delayed release schedule, and some of our biggest concerns about the game. Plus a new game that launched into early access yesterday. You say it looks a lot like Valheim. I say it looks a lot like Enshrouded. We'll see.
Well, yeah, I don't think it looks like Valheim. I think it does look more like Enshrouded, but it has so many mechanics that are more like Valheim, which Enshrouded didn't have. But,
right.
We'll get into that. Well, yeah, okay, so before we get into everything, of course, if you need a gaming server, you can always get a little discount if you use my code GROCTheViking.com/gportal. So don't spend more than you have to. But yeah, let's see. Quick personal update since it's been about 2 months. Vaste, what have you been up to the last 2 months down there in the hot summer?
It's been really hot, but I've been up a few things new since a lot longer, because on the start of the year, I was actually really close to you guys.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I went on a trip with my sister on vacations to Disney World Orlando.
Oh, you're in Florida and you didn't tell us.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's still quite a ways from
that
MD and I.
Quite a ways.
We'll just hop in the car and see you in like 3 days. It's a ways out.
Yeah, it's but it's less than all the way to the south.
It's way closer than where you are. True.
So yeah, we've been there. We have vacations, and we say, okay, we both make our own money. We can pay it. We don't need our parents to go. We go there and have some fun.
Yeah. So just the two of you?
Yeah, it's been a few years since we've been saying like we want to go again. So.
And what'd you think?
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's so much fun.
Yeah. How many days were you out there?
We went 10 days only. We did only Orlando, both Disney and Universal parks. That's it.
That's awesome. That sounds like a good length to really get, a sense for all the adventure and get to sample a lot of things out there. I haven't even been there recently. I went, oh my gosh, way back when I was in the military, probably in 1992.
Oh.
So I have not been to Florida since. So I'm sure a lot.
Do you want to feel older?
Yeah.
I wasn't born in 1992.
I know. I was there before you were born. So would you recommend it to your friends and family if they want to, if they were interested? Yeah.
Yeah, I say everyone. It's like, no matter the age, no matter the moment, it's like it's its own world.
Yeah. Like, what was your favorite thing like that really stood out? You want to tell somebody, make sure if you go there, don't miss this thing.
Oh, I love Avatar movies. I really love that. The setting is great for the Avatar place, but what really stood up was the Tron roller coaster.
The Tron roller coaster?
Tron?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, and we did it 2 times. We did it first thing on the morning, and because it was the day it closed like 11 on the night, we were able to do it at night. It was awesome. It was
Mm,
way better. Everything with the lights, it was
yeah.
great.
Oh, yeah, yeah. A lot of the theme parks look better at night. I mean, they can look okay
Yeah,
during the day too, but once you get the lights lit up, it's very magical.
yeah,
And
that's
that
the most.
Tron roller coaster, is that at the Universal Parks or
It's
they?
at no Disney, the Magic
Oh,
Kingdom one, the main one.
oh, that's right. I think Tron is a Disney property, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool,
yeah, yeah.
cool. So, what else have you been up to? I see you've been hanging out with Gwen a little bit, huh?
Yeah, I've been hanging on almost every stream aside from Valheim stream, which is ironic, but I haven't been on
So, you played
Valheim
all the
in
other games except for
yes,
Valheim.
except for Valheim, yes. But
What? Which
there's been
games?
which game? Medieval Dynasty. We
Yep.
did Sengoku Dynasty for a bit. We tried a few times Morho. It was like the craziest thing. Those streams are just wonky, crazy, funny.
Which game is that?
Morho.
More
It's
Hall?
like cavalry. I'm not Mordo. Sorry, Mordo.
How do you spell it? Do you remember?
Yeah, I Mordhau.
Oh, okay. I have not heard about that game.
It's like a medieval fighting game,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of weird stuff. We we have a guy that start playing like music in the middle of the fight. Everyone was fighting around. He started playing music, and at some point, everyone started dancing.
Hmm.
Uh, the, I'm sure Gwen has a lot of clip on that on her channel.
Yeah.
If she's not, I need to back her again to post them
Uh-huh.
because that was one of the weirdest one.
Hmm.
And we did the full round of the Rising. Surprisingly,
Oh yeah, V
we really
Rising.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I heard something about them coming out with an expansion for that game sometime
yeah,
soon. Is
it's
that right?
really soon. I think in May.
Yeah, it was really
I'm not
popular,
really
so it
sure.
makes sense to put out an expansion. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember the details now, but I think it was half expansion, half a free update. So there was a lot of things on that
Yeah.
one. But yeah, I'm sure we are going to try it again on with that. And
And
on my own, I've been playing a lot of Guild Wars 2 again.
yeah,
I
yeah,
went
it's a
back.
fun game.
Yeah, I found a community that is really good, so I've been really putting a lot of hours there.
Oh, you could, yeah, that game is a grind, especially with all
Yeah.
the stuff that's time locked that you can only log in once a day to make certain things
Oh, yeah.
for
But
the end game stuff. You know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Of course.
Yeah,
But
they
it's you met people, you get a group, and it's you just the same as we did with the server,
yeah.
with the Viking server. So
Yeah, once you have people to play with, it really makes it
Yeah.
much more fun.
yeah.
It can be almost any game. It doesn't even have to be like your favorite game, right?
No,
Just
of course.
something you enjoy, but if the people really help to make the experience even better.
Hmm. And I've been able to do a lot of the legendaries in just 1 year, so they
Oh
changed a lot
wow.
of things too.
Did they make
Yeah.
it easier to get legendaries? Because it used to be really difficult.
I have 4 of them, almost 5 in just
Mm.
1 year. So
Oh,
they
okay.
really changed it. Yeah.
Well, you're putting in
They've
a
been
lot of
doing a
hours
lot.
then. You're grinding it.
I'm not yet on 1,000 hours, so
The only legendary I had was the that big cosmic two-handed sword that has a giant black
yeah.
blade, and when you look into the blade, you see the universe.
Yeah, it's
It was
really
like
good.
one of the coolest weapons I'd ever seen, and I was like, "That's the legendary I'm going to get." And
Yeah.
it took me for months to get it, right? Because there's so many things you have to
Mhm.
do before you can get it. But cool. And you're playing some Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, we've been trying to schedule a lot of a few sessions for a few times. We finally been able, so slowly making progress.
Yeah, yeah. Your tabletop, right, with a couple of people.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you
with
don't
few
you're
friends.
not the dungeon master though, right? You have somebody that does that.
No, there's one guy that is the dungeon master. I've been trying to do once something as a master to give him the chance, but it's
Hmm.
taking longer that one.
Yeah. So when you played what is it it slipped my mind. Baldur's Gate 3 yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's
Yeah,
Gate 3. It's been a few months. Uh, did did that remind you of Dungeons and Dragons a little bit with the way that the rules work, and could you
yeah.
relate to the two?
Yeah, because we copy some of the rules of Baldur's Gate 3
Yeah, because they changed a
into
few
the
things,
table.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, still one of those games that I want to go back and play. I almost got a couple of my friends convinced to do a campaign with me, but we'll see if it happens.
This is the moment they just released a really big patch.
Yeah, and I heard it's like one of their last big like content patches, right? Like that
Might
they're
be
not
the
gonna.
last one.
Yeah, they may do some fixes, but there's not gonna. I heard there's not gonna be any more content
No.
patches. Yeah, because they're moving on to other things. That it makes sense.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's a finished game.
yeah. Well, MD, I'm sure you've been up to a lot. I see you streaming every once in a. I mean, I'm sure you stream a lot, but I see it every once in a while. And it's been 2 months, but what have you been up to over there?
Well, so IRL, I'm gonna try to keep it short, keep it sweet.
Yeah.
Keep it upbeat.
Keep it upbeat, yeah.
And I'm gonna open with something that sounds kind of scary, but like it's mostly a good thing. So we found out that my 4-year-old needs surgery.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh, but like he has an inguinal hernia, which
Hmm.
basically just means there's like a hole in the connective tissue and like some internal organs are like trying to push through that. I caught it super early. I caught it before there were any complications, which is
Hmm.
actually kind of a big deal. And at his age, the surgery is going to be done. If we do it on a Friday, he'll be back to preschool playing by Monday. It's outpatient, like it's super simple. It's like it's so like the risks of complication are almost non-existent. And so I'm kind of having more like this is more of a like heck yeah, super mom kind of moment.
Yeah.
Because I noticed
yeah.
and caught it early and like all of these things. Like and both doctors, both his primary care and the surgeon were both like, good catch, mom.
Yeah.
So like it's like it's a little scary, it's a little but like really honestly, it's mostly like I'm just really glad that we caught it when we did. And then my brother-in-law is getting married on Sunday. And
Mm.
so we have
Nice.
2 family members that are gonna be staying with us this weekend, which I'm kind of excited for. Because one of them is my nibbling, and we haven't seen them since they moved back to Washington, so I get to see them and, their puppy, which I helped keep alive, back at the beginning oh gosh, like at the very, very January of 2020, I was, like, on the floor every hour hand feeding this puppy to keep her alive, so I get to see that little dog too, so I'm really
Aw.
excited.
Oh.
Um, and then last month, I did a Women's Day charity stream, and Gwen participated. It was we played basically I called it hide and harpoon, but it was a game of hide and seek tag in Valheim.
Oh, nice.
It was
Wow.
absolutely crazy. We raised $1,152.58 for the Malala Fund. Um,
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, that was really, really exciting. I have also officially now been streaming for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
4 days a
Wait.
week.
It goes by so fast, huh?
Yeah. I have officially been streaming ever since the first International Women's Day charity stream 3 years ago for Jarek the Viking server. That
Mhm.
and then it was about 3 weeks after that I was like, "Oh, hey, I kinda like this. I kinda like how this feels. I kinda wanna keep going." And basically it's been 3 or 4 days a week for 3 years since then.
Yeah, you've been pretty consistent.
Yeah, with the exception of,
Yeah.
like, the week I was in Alaska and the couple weeks that we were moving. I've been consistently like, holidays, unless I got really super sick, like, I've been there, so yay. Um,
Nice.
I was recently
Congrats.
accepted as a Funcom content creator.
Oh, so what does that entail?
Not much yet.
Oh.
I'm in their Funcom Discord. And so I get to see when they do promotions for their different games like Dune Awakening, like Aloft and that sort of thing.
Right. I heard a little warble, but I don't know what's going on in the background there.
Ember is barking. Someone
Oh.
opened the door. And so basically a lot of their promotions right now are for the bigger streamers, not for baby streamers like me. I'm so stupid. So sorry.
It's okay.
And so, but yeah, like I get to, see what the devs are talking about for their different games. Like, and I just did a playthrough of Aloft, so I got to send some of my Aloft clips to the community manager directly, which was kind of fun. Because I've been doing a lot of games actually in the last 2 months, like a lot of games. So on the Valheim front, I've been doing 9byte and Darkhar's adventure map with the community.
Oh, nice.
That's been a lot of fun so far. Oh my gosh, we've barely scratched the surface of what's there. And it really does play like an RPG, and it's been really interesting. And then I've also been building my Victorian house that I've been building for more than a year.
Is it a Victorian treehouse?
No.
Oh,
it's
okay.
just with the new build pieces. And
Oh.
but like it's big, and I'm actually like fully decorating it. So actually I should probably share with you, Jirok, some of the I'll do it later, but some
Okay.
of the kitchen pictures. Like I've gone in depth for decorating this. It's been kind of crazy. And then okay, let's see here. I just finished our Aloft playthrough, and that in the middle of that playthrough included, so they released an early access and then very shortly after did an update with creatures and a couple of other different things. And so that game is so cute. Like it's a very simple, very repetitive play.
Yeah, the play loop, right? Like
The play loop, yeah. It's very repetitive. But it's so cozy, and it is so much fun that you get to cuddle the animals. It's in the game. You get to virtually cuddle the animals. Sorry.
Is that how you got into Funcom's favor as a content creator, because of the Aloft coverage, or just
applied?
Just applied and following up with them and being a part of their Discord community?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
So I'm happy. I'm excited. And then okay, let's see here. I also did a little bit of a playthrough of Satisfactory with my husband. I've done a little bit more Enshrouded. I'm actually really looking forward to the Enshrouded update that's coming. I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for that. But
I have heard that Enshrouded has a big update, but I haven't seen it yet.
It looks good. I'm excited.
Oh, okay.
I also started a playthrough of Creatures of Ava, which is more of a single player RPG. But it is also very cute. It is save the planet kind
It
of
must be
vibe.
third person over the shoulder like Valheim, or okay,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't think you'd play a first person.
No.
Or what
No.
about top down? If it were a top down like
I
isometric like Baldur's Gate 3, would you?
can play that, but it's less. I don't know. It doesn't pull my interest as much.
It's
I don't
less
know.
immersive. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, anyways. Like V Rising, that was my only issue. Was that it was like top down. But
Right.
I did
Right.
get a mod for
Yeah.
that that brought me down into it.
Um.
But that's an
Yeah.
interesting.
And
I haven't
then
heard of that game.
Oh, Creatures of Eva is so cute. It's very fun. I just posted my kitchen decorations to you, by the way.
Oh, okay.
And then I've also been playing. I just started a playthrough of Voyagers of Nera, and that game has an open free demo on Steam right now. And the devs are very responsive. They're very interested to see what people are doing. There's actually a picture contest going on right now for what you create in
Mm,
Voyagers of Nera.
Nice.
And they actually have an alpha test that I just got my hands on, so I'm gonna play that tonight. And
nice.
Legion's gonna be joining me.
Oh, cool.
And so that'll be fun. And then I can't talk too much about it,
Mm.
but
Oh.
I got into the closed alpha testing of Stormforge.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have heard about that one.
Nice.
Which and I've also been having some really fun conversations with the devs on that team. And so they actually just asked my permission to post my build that I built in the alpha
Mhm, yeah.
which I think is really sweet. Because like I don't know, I just built a thing. I don't know. And
Well,
I'm sure they're gonna share a lot of builds. Like a lot of people did some really crazy cool things. But it was just really fun to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I tried to keep it under 5 minutes. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's fine. Well, you have a few images here that
I
you
do.
just shared. Let me
Yeah.
see if I can pull them up in a reasonable amount of time.
No, this kitchen has been this has been so much fun to decorate. And like I've been getting a lot of feedback from people who are watching the stream and like making suggestions, and there's some funny comments that I think you guys will appreciate.
So let me. There we
I
go.
just realized I should have gotten these to you sooner, and I'm so sorry for that.
Oh, it's okay. I got them up pretty quick.
All right, so that's the kitchen sink and the baking area. So like you would prepare your pies and your bread and that sort of thing. And like there's some pies sitting in the window tempting the gray dwarves to like try to steal it. The kitchen sink is, it's made to look like it's actively being used. So I used a wolf pelt for bubbles, and I put the pots and pans in there to make it look like dirty dishes. And I put some other things in there to make it look like dirty dishes.
It totally looks like a sink with dirty dishes. It actually
Yeah.
kind of gives me anxiety. Like, who put them dirty dishes in there? Get in there and wash those. I ain't gonna wash them for you.
And then I used the bronze vases for like the faucets, and then for the faucet handles. And then for the water faucet itself, I actually used the scythe. And it's the perfect item
Yeah.
to look like a water spout. And someone in the channel was like, "Oh, it's the best use yet for the scythe."
Yeah. Yeah. I was wondering what that was actually. Yeah. That's
So
pretty cool.
that was a lot of fun to decorate. And then like I did sort of like a prep table area, and then I made a functioning stovetop, and then there's like a refrigerator, and I'll let you get to those pictures.
Yeah, so I got this one here.
Yeah, so that's like the prep table. I actually used rugs to lift up the chopping block enough so that it's kind of like sticking through the top of the counter space to the right over there, but I can still put the food on it so that it can be chopped.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got a misty effect, or
so
is that?
That's if you place it with the tray, the serving tray from the Bog Witch.
Oh. So none of them are
food looks like it's hot when you place it with the serving tray. So it has that steam effect, which is one of the visual effects that has recently been added, which I think they outdid themselves on. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, those serving trays are super cool.
So good.
Yeah. And let's see, I got another one here. Here we go.
Yeah, so here's the functioning stovetop. I've got the iron maces
Oh, look at
as
that.
the handles for the stoves. I used the iron bucklers for the burners.
That's
I
pretty
actually
clever.
placed braziers underneath to have active fire under there. I'm trying to
Oh,
deal with
right.
the smoke. The smoke is still a problem.
Yeah.
But I was able to put the mead kettle on there and actually have it work.
And
So
what are the handles
Nice.
those are the
made up?
iron maces.
Oh. So you've got somewhere under, you got an item stand that's the one that lays like
Yeah.
flat like that, right?
Yeah.
And it's just sticking out. Wow, that is pretty cool.
And then to the right is the refrigerator.
Oh, there it is. Oh yeah, it looks like a refrigerator.
Yeah.
And you've got like the frozen stuff on the bottom, and then like the fruits and veggies on the next rack, and then the raw meat on the rack above that. And then you've got like the drinks on top, and you've got the frostner inside to create the cooling effect trickling
Oh, okay.
down.
How many Frostners do you have inside this thing?
4.
4, yeah, sort of one
I've
for
got
each
2
level.
on top. No, I've got 2 on top, and then like 2 going down the back.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good
Nice.
effect. It's nice too, the new Ashlands pieces give it like that
Yeah.
more modern look, which is good for like a piece, like a refrigerator, right?
Yeah.
They're super clean. The design of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. And I
And
think
then
I have one
there's
more.
just one more. It's just like a double wide hearth, and then like the stacked ovens, which is one of the things that I do. I stack ovens with 6 wood.
Oh yeah, let's see.
It's nothing
here.
too exciting or special, but it is a fully upgraded workstation.
But it looks
yeah.
nice.
So that's some of the decorating I've been doing on my Monday night streams.
Yeah.
I just last stream we were playing around with some of the new stuff, which I think we'll cover later.
Yeah.
And then I was making a library, so that was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of the stuff I've been up to.
Yeah, I still say that Valheim's sort of Lego like pieces, little pieces that you can put wherever you want, is better than the big giant pieces that most survival games get. And I'll talk about that too with RuneScape when we get to that discussion. But yeah, well, those are pretty cool.
Now it's your turn to tell us.
Yes, Kirak.
Okay, well, so I always feel a little weird when I'm talking because I have braces now.
Oh, nice.
And
Never too old.
a retainer on the bottom to try to correct these crazy crooked teeth. But, I just decided it was time. But it's like a year of a pain in the butt.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly having to clean everything out after you eat and wear them all the time. But, I'll suffer through it and have a nice straight smile someday, maybe, hopefully. Let's see. So I'm really excited. I'm going to a Stagecoach Festival, which is like one of the biggest country music festivals.
Ooh.
I think I've mentioned it before. It happens at the end of April.
Yeah.
Yeah, right around my birthday.
Mm-hmm. Which is basically it's like spring for us up here in the Bay Area, California. But down there, they've been having temperatures between like 93 and 103 Fahrenheit. So
already,
you can do, for those of you who are on Celsius, like Vaste, you can put that in Google and figure it out.
Like the rest of the world.
Yeah. But one of the games that sort of really captured my attention in the last month or so has been Sons of the Forest. I don't know if you guys have tried it or seen it. I know MD probably won't play it because it's a first-person game, unfortunately. Yeah, it's too bad. I really was. I would have liked to. I always just like seeing my character too, but it is a beautiful game, and the way it plays, it's very creepy, and it's just one of the best-looking games I've ever seen. And the mechanics and everything are really fun, and I'm playing it with a couple of friends, so. It's obviously like Vaste was saying, you find a game and you play with friends. It's always it's always more fun to have someone to play with. But
Yeah.
I think even by myself, I would play it if they weren't interested, because it is such unique mechanics and this sort of modern horror game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of had my attention. I bounced around to a bunch of different games and some older games. Like I tried
I see the games you're playing because we're friends
yeah,
on Steam.
yeah. You see it
Oh.
load, and you're like,
Oh.
oh, he's trying another
Oh.
game. Yeah. But what was No Man's Sky? Like I tried No Man's Sky, and I don't know. I love the whole idea of that game, but I just cannot get into it. I keep trying and
Same.
trying. I just can't get into it, and I so want to. Like I really appreciate what they're doing, and I'm actually afraid that they're going to take a lot of the philosophies that they used with that game and transfer it to their new game, the fantasy
Light no
game.
fire.
Yeah, Light No Fire.
Kind of fun.
And so I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried that if
Mm.
they do a lot of the same things they did for No Man's Sky, if they translate it to that game, that I'm not going to like it as much. But I mean, obviously, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that's Sons of the Forest is the one. I bounced around to a bunch of games, and that was the one that finally captured my attention a little bit. So until yesterday, which we'll talk about
Yeah.
later. But so let's talk about Valheim.
Yes.
They had some April Fool's videos, and
Oh, yeah.
They brought back the oldies but goodies.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. This
And-
year
and-
they took everything.
yeah, and I mean, and they did 3 April's Fool's videos. I don't
Well,
know
those were just repostings of the old stuff that they've done.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
what that was? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So they
Mhm.
did they reposted. Let me share here. So they have this
Okay.
one here, which was from 2022. They even say it, but it's the demise of the Deer King, and I think it's like a deer.
It's like the main character is a deer.
Yeah,
It's so wild.
it's so goofy.
So
Which was fun. I mean, that was a pretty big surprise when they did that.
Yeah.
But let's see. So they also had what was it? They reposted again Undeered
Undeered
Rising, which was from
this was the feature of the shotgun, right?
yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, like they summon a deer, like demon or character.
An undead deer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, even holding the deer head, right? There you go. Yeah, the undead deer. That's funny. It looks very weird. Their deer model stretched out.
It's so unhinged.
Yeah.
But then they also let's see. They reposted last year's Haldor's Hope, and let's see here.
I want this to be a thing. I want it to be real so bad.
I know. Well, yeah, you get to play Haldor,
Yeah.
or at least they're playing Haldor. And you build your shop.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, we've always wanted all this stuff that Haldor has,
Right?
right? To be able to
Yeah.
decorate with it.
Yes.
Wait for customers.
customers.
Oh, so that reminds me of another game that I tried. Let's see if I can look it up while we're here in here. But it was a game where you run a tavern. Does that sound familiar? Oh,
Yes, there are
Ale
two that
and
recently-
Tail Tavern.
Yes, there are 2 that recently
Yeah.
came out with that concept.
Yeah. And that one was really cool. Actually, it made me think of Valheim, and it would be awesome if in Valheim you built your house and your tavern, and you got all those great decorations and the food platters. But what if you opened up like a tavern or a restaurant type thing, and then like NPC Vikings would come in and place orders, and you'd make money that you could spend at Haldor's or whatever. Like that would be really fun. It's like you need to smash those 2 games together,
Yeah.
But then
Here.
they released what I thought was going to be an April Fool's video. And I don't think you guys
Oh
can
my
hear
gosh.
it, but the captions are on. But I'm going to play. It's
Yeah.
only 50 seconds here. So let's check this one out real quick for those who
love
missed it.
Hi, Grimcore here. Has the vast emptiness ever made you feel lonely? In need of a companion? A friend? No need to need no more. Introducing Rocky, the pet rock. Anything you can do, Rocky can do too. Rocky can tend to your garden, bore your boars, go on epic adventures. But wait, there's more. Accessorize. Adorn your Rocky with different accessories. Match and feel lonely no more. Rocky, the pet rock, your new best friend in a hard place.
They really do.
Fuck yeah.
Accessories not included. Iron Gate is not responsible for any side effects which may or may not include increased paranoia, raids on your base, lost tombstones, increased loneliness, disorganized chests, and burnt food.
Rocky, the pet rock. Fuck yeah.
I might have to bleep that last part out. So funny. But yeah, so I thought that was an April Fool's video, but then the patch actually said that.
Well, so yeah. So what was really funny to me was
Epic
that I was
adventure.
live when that patch dropped. So I updated everything. I watched the video and I was like, okay, haha, very funny. And then I logged back in and it was like, mysterious rock, new build piece. And I'm like, what? But where is it? Like, why can't I build it? What's going on?
Yeah. How do you access it?
I didn't know yet that you have to go and find the different piece. So like everywhere around the world, you have stones. You have stones and wood that you can pick up off the ground.
Yep.
Or you can pickaxe stone.
But this one has a different name.
This one is called
Rock. Yeah. Yep.
And I believe you have to go to unexplored areas to find it. You can typically find it on hills, but you got to go like about 1,000 meters out from spawn. So like the same ring where the traders start to spawn is going to be the same ring where the rocks start to spawn. And I found one in a black forest and one in a meadow. The Black Forest one I found like on an incline on a hill area. The Black Meadow one was just kind of like there. It's like a little bit larger and a little bit shiny and like definitely pixelated differently. And so I was able to find two. And then once I had it, I was able to build it freely in dev command mode. But I went a little nuts. I am so obsessed.
Whoa.
Well, there's a few features to it too, right?
What?
There's a few certain features about this rock, like when you make it.
Yeah. So when you make it, it starts out with a face, and then every few minutes it will change its face.
Yeah.
If you put two together, they will poop out rock or stone babies.
Yep. They'll mate.
Whoa.
If you got two rocks, they mate.
They mate and they make babies. So you'll have just pickable stones like showing up around the pair that you put together. I also noticed that you can now place stones with the hoe, which is absolutely delightful for anyone who likes to make a garden. Like, it's so good.
So you can just place the stone itself instead of like creating the rock pet?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. For decoration, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It's huge. And so I went a little nuts and started testing all the different things that you can put on the head of Rocky or the mysterious rock, however you can name them. They change faces, they make babies, and you can give them hats. The hats will kind of shrink down to like the proper size, so they look a little different on the Viking character versus Rocky or the pet rock.
Helmet.
So I don't know if you want to bring up the two pictures I sent you.
Let's see here.
But I think my favorite two hats. Well, okay, I have like 4 favorite hats, but like my favorite hats are the broom trophy as a hat.
The what?
Oh, the broom trophy. I don't have any other
Master or whatever it
pictures here.
I sent them to you before you sent the links.
Oh,
And
do
before
I
I
have to
sent the link.
scroll up? Okay.
Yeah,
maybe
just
I
a little
have to
bit.
scroll up.
To
Okay.
1239.
Oh, yeah, there I see them. Yep. Yeah, keep going. I'll download these and get them ready.
And so one of my other favorite hats is the turnip is back. You can finally put the turnip back on an item stand. You can't place it with the tray yet or ever, but you can put it back onto an item stand, which makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so you can also put it as a hat onto the mysterious rock. And I couldn't decide if I wanted the flower crown or the turnip, so I actually brought some item stands out and put both on one of my pet rocks. And then also the witch's hat that you get,
Oh,
the
that's a
seasonal
good
item
one.
that you can build for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Is really another good one that I really like.
So I think I got it up here now.
Yeah, there it is. So there's my little family. We have mom and dad, and then we have the uncle like on the side wearing the broom hat.
So funny.
And
Well,
like,
are they in front of a heart-shaped fireplace?
yes, they are.
Funny.
And so the two that are next to each other will make babies. If I had the two like on either side of the bench, that was not close enough. But it's the two that are like practically touching that will make baby rocks or baby stones. There we go. I gotta use the right word now.
How far can they be apart?
Matters.
Do they have to be like touching or just certain distance apart?
I didn't test it too extensively, but they have to be pretty darn close.
Pretty close, okay.
And then the other pet rock that I now have, his name is Heimdall. He has a boob hat. I mean, an iron buckler that. Sorry.
So is that?
I don't know if I can say that. You might have to bleep that out. Chat had been suggesting that I put the knife on as a hat, but it didn't look right. So then I put it on item stands next to him. But then that looked a little strange. So then I was like, oh, but I can place stones down. And now he is Heimdall, the boulder shoulder door guard.
Yeah. And what's this in his left hand?
That's just the butcher's knife.
Oh, the butcher's knife sticking out. Okay. Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, I would have asked what these were, but you mentioned earlier that you can place the instead of using the stone to make your pet rock, you can just place it down.
Well, no. So let's be very clear. The rock is the new rare,
the rock
pickable item, and the stone is the thing we've always had that you can now place with.
Okay.
Oh, you can now place the stone, not that rock.
That yes.
Ah, okay.
That's why I was trying to be clear with my language.
Yeah. Stone rock. It gets
You're like, what is going? Mayhem. No. So I'm obsessed with Rocky. I think that this is one of the most delightful updates. I am glad that this is the joke that is here to stay.
But yeah, I was just going to ask: is this an April Fool's joke still that they're just teasing us with, and then at some point they're going to pull the rug out and take it away from us, or is this like a permanent feature of the game? Because I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it fits in the world to me. As part of their.
No. Think about it. What, you are a Viking on your own, trying to fulfill the mission on your own.
Oh yeah.
So you most likely go so nuts that you will make a stone friend. This is perfectly on the wall. This
is Wilson all over again.
Yeah.
Did you ever see?
Yeah. Wilson, Tom Hanks movie. But so is this just like an elaborate hallucination? Can you put two rocks together and they start breeding and your character's just, whoa, I'm tripping here. I ate too many red mushrooms from the forest.
Berserker mushrooms. Now we've got the berserker mushrooms. Anyway.
Yeah.
I believe there was talk back and forth as to whether or not this was a permanent change or if this was a seasonal change.
Mm-hmm.
I believe currently the consensus is that it's a permanent change. change, but I'm not taking any chances and I'm placing them at wherever and however I can.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
make any difference, but and apparently I've had some people say that they actually have gotten screenshots of the pet rocks talking to you like the fish do on item stands,
Mm.
but I
Oh.
don't have any evidence yet. So I have not
Oh.
personally confirmed it. But oh my gosh, no, like this I cannot share how much joy this has brought me. Like if this has been one of the most delightful, hilarious. Like I was obsessed. I was running around for like 4 hours. I kept going back to see what new faces were on the rocks, how many babies they'd had, and if they'd said anything. Like I was
So,
yeah.
so do you have to do anything to take care of them or feed them
Nope.
or anything? They
Nope.
just sort of do their own thing,
They just do their own thing.
and their face changes. Are those influenced by anything, or do they just change?
Not that I can tell, but it's real fun to come up with stories as to why
Yeah.
their faces change.
Yeah, yeah. He must be upset, or he's happy about something.
Or oh, that must have been a hard one coming out.
Oh yeah, when they have the babies. Yeah. Well, yeah, it is very funny. And I mean, when you look at things like Haldor and Hildur, and they're sort of these fun additions to the game that are a little bit different from just like the standard Viking. You get a little bit of magic, a little bit of humor. So I guess that kind of fits in with that.
Yeah.
These sentient rocks or these life form rocks.
I am so delighted. It is absolutely it is just pure joy. It is pure serotonin for me.
Yeah. Well, is this also going to change decorating opportunities, since now when you put something on their head, you could clip, something over their head so you can't see that they're there.
Yeah.
But now you've got the thing that's on their head and it's shrunk. So it's smaller
Yeah.
than the normal one. So you could
Yeah.
do two versions like different sizes. So like more decorating opportunities, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, it's delightful. And you can also spawn it in. Like if you can't find it, you can,
Yeah.
spawn, I think it's spawn stone_rock or rock_stone, something like that.
Yeah.
Or pickable. So
It is a
you can-
pickable. If you search for the
It's a pickable.
pickables, it'll come up under there. Yeah.
So yeah, like there are ways to find it. There are ways to get it if you don't find it out in the wild. I do recommend that people do one way or the other. I know people were searching for the rock for like upwards of 5 or 6 hours in some
yeah.
cases trying to find it. So I have heard that you can find it in I've confirmed that you can find it in the meadows in the Black Forest. I've heard you can also find it in the swamps to a certain extent, depending on the like elevation above water level. But the range starts just outside or just at the same ring around spawn as the traders start to spawn. So
Yeah.
hopefully that
Yeah.
helps people find it.
Well, so I actually went into the world with an admin mod, and I rendered the world, and then you can search for every object, every instance of that object.
Yep.
And they do appear in different places, but most of them appeared in the Black Forest,
Yep.
the list.
Yep.
So
Yep.
if you really want to find them, and even on my season 7 server, which has been running for a few months, there were still, even with all the explored areas, and there's only a few unexplored areas where they could spawn, there were still 9 of them. So
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how many there can be per world, and most of those 9, I think all but one of those 9 were in the Black Forest. So
That tracks.
yeah.
So yeah, so I definitely encourage people to go take the time to try to find it, because
Yeah.
it is ridiculously delightful. But some other things that dropped with this change were not as welcome, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They changed how the item stands hold items. So
Yeah, I heard about that, but I haven't played with them. Can you tell us?
Yeah, so I sent you a link. I don't know if you want to have something visual going or not. That's fine either way. But basically a lot of the trophies that are like the most common trophies now don't have so you have the horizontal the horizontal and the vertical item stands, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
typically in the past, the back of the head was what would attach to the item stand. Well,
Yes.
now for a lot of the most common trophies, skeleton heads, surtling trophies, wolf heads, necktail heads, lox heads, a lot of gray dwarf heads don't have a different orientation. It is now they are always upright. So
Oh.
whether or not you have, like, say the Surtling trophies, whether or not a lot of people use Surtling trophies for fake fire. They have like different barbecues, or as Waddle said, Bry when she did her.
So did all those change after the fact?
All of those have changed.
Why did they do that?
That is a very good question. And I have some info. So, the first point of interest that I would like to say is that it is encouraged that don't go around and change everything yet,
Yeah, they might revert
because
it.
they might be reverting it back. I
Hmm.
believe that this is a test to see if they can do something later. This is sort of like an implementation test for something else. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But I will say that not all of the things changed. So like the original skull, it only is upright now, but the charred skull, one of the trophies you get from the charred warriors, that one still has a
Yeah.
down,
So is this an
it'll-
example here in the video that
yeah,
now the trophy is facing the same way?
yep,
And normally it would have faced what, upright?
up, right,
Yeah.
right.
Oh.
So, right now the suggestion is to hold out. Oh, ignore the boomberries. I'm so sorry. The answer is hold out.
Yeah.
And if you are a person who likes mods, you can go to item stand all items and use Yarakusala's mod and
Oh, that
change the orientation of the trophies back to the way you want them for now. If you
Yeah.
want to change that without going through and changing all of the item stands, breaking, replacing, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
If you care about how it looks and you don't want to wait for it to see if it goes back or whatever, if you just want to change for the way it looks for right now, one of the options is that you can go to that mod. That mod has a lot of different things that you can change with items. You can change how big the item looks on the item stand. You can change the orientation. You can change if it's stretched out. Actually, I was describing this and a couple of people didn't know that you could do that with that mod. They just thought you could just put everything on an item stand. And so when I was like, oh no, you can like change the shape, you can change the orientation, you can do like all these different things. They were like, oh, I'm so
Ooh, I hear a doggy.
He's mad with the change too.
Yeah, players
He's
on our
complaining.
server had done some amazing things with that mod for item stands, because you can
no.
change the size and the way it's rotated and
Yeah.
everything, but you can also change
Exactly.
its relative position to the item stand. So you can
Right.
make it float way over there, make
Right,
it really
right.
huge, and like people have built dragons and
Yeah.
all kinds of
There's a lot of
interesting
stuff
things
with
with
that.
it.
Yeah, so that's my suggestion is hold out, don't change anything yet. If you're really
Yeah.
attached to the way it looks, you can use item stand all items mod. And so yeah, I think they're looking at if they can implement it differently, because they didn't affect all of the trophies on all of the item stands. They didn't affect any
Also,
of
only
the
certain ones
weapons.
change your orientation?
Right.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and it was one of them. It was mostly the most common stuff. So the one I was saddest about was the Grey Dwarf Shaman trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have a lying down option now. So when I use that for my chandeliers, like it.
Oh,
totally
it doesn't
changed the
look
shape and the
right.
effect. No. So like I was a little upset.
Of course.
Upsetty spaghetti about this change. But overall, like I said, the current advice is don't change anything. Hold out.
Hmm.
And if it really matters, you can do some things to change it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like you said, they're probably trying something, and
That's my suspicion.
and it's still early
Yeah.
access. I mean, they're going to try things, and things are going to get messed up. Like you play an early access game, you have to expect some major changes, but hopefully they find
Yeah.
it's like that reminds me of, remember when we used to block ranged attacks from the mobs, and it would stun if you timed it just right, it would stun them, but then they took that
It
away
made
and everybody
no
went,
sense,
what?
but they took it away and everyone was
That's-
sad.
That's so
Yeah.
fun. I know it's not realistic, but as a game mechanic, it's so much fun. So they gave it back.
So much fun. Yeah. Exactly.
So hopefully they figure out how to give that back, because so many. I mean, like when you decorate, you're clipping through, and you're gonna have to destroy maybe your build around your item stand as well to place to change that item stand that was there with a new orientation. So you're not just replacing the item stand, but you might have to rebuild the whole area, which I know some
Right.
people put a lot of time and thought into that to get it just right. So
Yeah.
so hopefully. So over the last 2 months, they started this thing where they were doing previews of the Deep North called the
Yes.
Voyage of Hervor Bloodtooth.
Bloodtooth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hervor Bloodtooth. And they have 3 parts. Have you guys
Yeah.
watched all 3 parts already?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, since they're so short, I thought we'd take a quick look at them, especially for any of the viewers who haven't seen. So let me...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Spoilers
Oh, yeah.
for Deep North. But I mean, they're pretty good at only giving subtle hints for
Very
things. but-
subtle. I mean, some of them are
Yeah.
not so subtle, but yeah.
Yeah, not so subtle on some of them. But okay, so here. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it, but I think I have subtitles on.
The Deep North. The final obstacle before I can prove myself worthy.
I like the new look of the tree.
The trials have been many, and so
Yeah.
have the deaths.
Some of them are leaning over.
I have lost friends dear to me,
Probably from Frost.
but at last,
Mm-hmm.
I am here.
That's it. Like that's the first one, and
Yeah.
like I just wanted to point out what like you said, MD. It's a really great preview of the trees that we're gonna get. And if you look, like especially on the left side there, you can see the trees are weighted by the snow, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is a cool look. So they're actually taking the environment. It's like one of the things I know a lot of people have requested, like having seasonal weather that, like the ground would have snow, or, the trees would have autumn colors. But at least up here, they're taking into account how the snow affects the environment and
Yeah.
these trees. So it'll be interesting to see how it affects other things.
Have you seen the seasonal mod?
I heard about it, but I don't think, and I might have watched the video at some point, but yeah, I can't remember. Did it have a pretty good effects for changing like autumn colors or maybe snow or whatever?
Yeah. The effects are really interesting, really beautiful. Although I will say that a lot of people have reported having to do some heavy adjustments, especially during winter time,
Oh,
for the ice flows that spawn in.
oh,
Oh.
well, yeah. When there's also weather effects that you have to actually deal with, that's kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
Like you
Yeah.
cannot plant plants during
Oh.
winter.
I mean, that makes sense. There's not a
So you
lot.
have to food prep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Makes
yeah.
sense, but it's also weird for Valheim. It makes sense, but it's also weird because one of the things, like the weather plays a big role, because you change biomes, you change weather. You have the winter, you have it on the mountains, the deep north. Then you
Yeah.
have the
Yep.
summer of the plains and the ashlands.
It
Mm.
is interesting.
Well, yeah, there's
Yeah.
plenty of mountains though in the world where there's always snow up there any time of the year, right? But,
Yeah.
Anyway,
Um,
just
so
a
yeah,
side
so-
note. I did not mean to divert the
No, that's
conversation.
that's fine. Yeah, that's what we're here for. We're just here to chat it up. And anybody who's made it an hour in and still with us, the 2% of you, hi 2%, you're awesome. Yeah, so they have another one. Well, so that first one, mostly we got just a preview of like what the trees might look like and sort of a little bit of the environment. Not too much.
Oh,
Not
But
so much.
when I first saw this first one, I didn't saw it was Iron Gate. I saw it was a mod.
Yeah, yeah, it kind of feels like a mod, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they haven't really done these story things too much in their
No.
previews. But so here, then they had a second one, and let's see what new sneak previews we get out of this one. So
Oh boy.
yeah,
Mm.
let's pop that on.
It seems peaceful enough. So far, the wildlife doesn't appear to care much for my presence here.
Aw.
I should be able to gather
like
some
how she
valuable
says
resources
peaceful
from them
enough.
if I need to.
Yeah.
Especially after the
It's my
Ashlands,
survival
like,
or
that's
theirs,
good to
after
know.
all.
Nice to hear. I like that. Oh my gosh, the number of get your clubs out for the baby seals comments after
Yeah.
this. Oh god, I get that people are making the joke. I get it. But like, oh,
Aw, the babies.
Yeah.
why
And
would you say that?
I know.
People are like, oh, you better go find your wooden club from day one. I'm like, why? What?
Maybe that's how you tame them. You
What?
gotta knock them out first, and then resuscitate them. And bring...
Oh my gosh. I
But the
cannot.
adults have
Cannot.
spots and have horns, so that's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Come on, they have. I mean, I hope they let us tame more animals in the game, like the necks, right? Like everybody.
Everyone
They even
wants to
said.
tame the next.
Do you remember one of the conventions they went to where they like had a competition with another game developer where they said, if you vote for us, we'll make the next tameable, and they lost, so they didn't make the next tameable yet. But yeah, these got to be tameable, right? Like if not, they were gonna all be up in arms about it.
Yeah. They have
We'll see.
They're so, or maybe you can only keep them in the cold environments. Maybe they don't like other environments. I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah,
I could see.
that's pretty much what we get here.
Appear to care much for my
There's two here, two adults.
They're
It looks
so
like with
strange
horns.
looking.
Yeah, the way they kind of
Yeah.
worm
The,
their
like-
way around.
Yes.
But we get a close up look at the trees again here,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the big surprise for this one, right?
Mhm.
It's the it's
The seals.
the seals, because we don't see too much else here.
Not really. They're very good at hiding it from us right now.
Yeah, I mean, very
Yeah.
planned out. Just tease a
So
few
valid.
things.
So valid.
Yeah. And then let's see, just 2 weeks ago they did a part 3.
Yes.
So let's take a quick look at that one.
I have to be on my guard. Few places have been peaceful since I first arrived here, and it would be foolish to believe these
Yeah.
lands to be different.
None should be.
No matter how well I fight, I might still be overcome by the inevitable cold of the place. Let's
I
find
love
some
the
shelter.
startle. The absolute startle of the
Yeah.
oh gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Flash frozen warnings, like
Yeah, what caused
Yeah.
that? Is that just like
right?
a tree, like you just come across these things, or will there be some event that will cause it? And
Right.
what's a
And
gray dwarf doing up here?
what happens if you get frozen like that? Like is it just you get stuck, and if you get hit you die, or do you thaw out in the morning? Like,
Or can you take this ice sculpture and decorate your base with it?
oh my gosh.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes.
But you have to do it in the cold area, otherwise it'll melt and attack you.
Yes.
Well, unless you have your base well enough lit, and then you become they become blind to you.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was sort of the big surprise of part 3, right? Is the
Yeah.
frozen. No, it's so big. I think it might be a brute, right? Like a gray dwarf brute or something, but
Maybe.
or just a big gray dwarf. But
Maybe.
Yeah.
yeah. So pretty cool little previews. Obviously, there's a lot that they haven't showed us that we can imagine are here. with the ruins and the pickables and the other creatures, and obviously, the bosses and things like that, or any of the
Yeah.
new weapons or armor or technology or build pieces or whatever we might get.
Right.
We
Right.
haven't seen any hints of those yet.
They doing the same as Mistlands. On Ashlands, they were all the time showing something. In this
Yeah,
one,
they showed a lot with
we-
Ashlands.
Yeah, and they say that they show too much. They
Mhm.
after Ashlands release, they say they need to tune it down. But now we went back to Mistlands where we didn't know nothing until it was on beta. So it was like, okay, now it's everything.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
I haven't seen any apart from this trailer. They haven't show any picture or anything about this.
They
I mean, we've-
showed one more picture, but like,
What was it a
Yeah.
picture of? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was
did
just
it
like a
reveal
hut.
something? Oh, a hut?
yeah, but I don't recall it revealing all that much.
Yeah, I don't remember the patches showing too much, but yeah, like we seen the trees, the seals, and the
environmental
frozen gray dwarf.
The
Yeah.
frozen thing. If I'm not mistaken, the trailer say keeps with the theme they say they wanted to do with Deep North. After Ashlands, they say the idea for Deep North was something like more peaceful, but a lot harder. So like just so little encounters, but you have to really be prepared for those encounters.
Yeah, so you're not just swarmed by everything like in the
Yeah.
Mistlands or the Ashlands, especially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, it would be nice to build. I think so many people love building up in the mountains because of that, and the white and the snow and the way it caps the roofs and stuff. It's really pretty. So the deep north, if it's serene enough and you can build in places without being bothered, because the Ashlands and the Mistlands, it's really hard to build like something really elaborate there because of all the things that are going on, right?
Yeah, and the fire and the mist.
Yeah. I still like
Yeah.
there has been no sneak preview, and maybe we'll get something between now and the deep north for the ocean, but I kind of want to hear a little bit about what they might do with the ocean, if anything, the ocean
Yeah.
biome.
Yeah.
Like I just like it's like when I create a new seasonal server, one of the main things I try to do is just put things out in the ocean that you can, little land masses or little floating structures, or just spawn creatures out there, because that you catch in other biomes, because it's so empty, right? All you get is the sea serpent, right?
I need to check the old devlogs, but also when Ashland released, they say that almost all of that was in the first roadmap was scrapped down. Like
Yeah.
the ocean is. I don't want to say too much because I'm saying all this on memory, but for what they say, is going to have just a bit more, not
Mhm.
a lot more like a full biome, but just a bit more to not be that empty. But the main thing they say was like the ocean is for travel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope they do something. I want to see ships with feelings on them. That you get to fight.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're
Well-
sort of the only mob that is like really sentient that I could see building a boat. But I guess maybe Greylings or Grey Dwarfs could do it too, or we do have the
Maybe.
A
the-
drawer ship,
the,
maybe.
the dwarves too. Oh yeah,
Any
like
of
a
the
Draugr ship,
skeletons?
like
Oh.
A
undead
drawer ship, an undead ship. that would be
skeletons. Yes,
fun.
skeletons.
Yeah.
Or ghosts, ghost ship.
The black pearl with the Draugr and skeletons on it.
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. Well, yeah. I mean, it's so fun to speculate with Valheim, and even like I just imagine how much love there is for this game. That even after 1.0, like I hope that they still add little tidbits of content throughout the biomes. I know we won't get
Yeah.
a new
Oh,
biome
yeah.
probably, but little bits of content here and there would be amazing. Just to
Yeah.
keep our interest over the years. But so couple of big games coming up. well, the big game that I'm looking forward to, and one that sort of surprised me. I knew it was a thing, but we'll talk about RuneScape Dragonwilds after. But first, Dune Awakening. So let me switch over here.
Watched their live stream yesterday.
Yeah, I went through that too. They I have a few concerns, and that live stream really confirmed them even more so. But first, let's talk about the pre-orders.
Yes.
So, yeah, pre-order awards. You get to get this cute little Muad'Dib little mousy thing in this terrarium, which is cool. You're gonna get a sunset die. They actually have the list here. Let's see, can I make this bigger? Will it go bigger? It won't go bigger. Is this an image? Oh, it is. There we go. So the base game, if you pre-order, you get a reward for pre-ordering. You get the terrarium with the little mouse thing. Get some special dies to dye your stuff, and you get to play a little bit early. And it used to be May 15th. They haven't updated this graphic on their website yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Because originally May 15th, and then everybody else May 20th. So if you pre-ordered the standard edition, you didn't get that. You had to get the deluxe edition, which is a couple $10 or $15 more, I forget.
Which is what I have gotten.
Yeah, because you want the head start too. Plus, though, you also get the season pass, which is like new build pieces.
Right.
That other people, it's more aesthetic build pieces to build with, which I always loved because they did Conan Exiles. So I always paid for, while I played, I paid for the extra build pieces just to have them and support the game that I logged thousands of hours into.
Right.
I'd do the same for Valheim if they did a paid expansion or anything, but
Right.
oh my
god.
but then
yeah.
You also get the Sardaukor baton armor, which I'm sure is going to look pretty cool. I think I saw a picture somewhere. But then if you do the Ultimate Edition, which was like $80 or $90 or something like that, which is
I
the
think
one
it was 50,
one I bought.
60, 80.
Yeah, because I wanted everything. You get the extra build pieces. You get the still suit from the movie 2021. And I don't really care about the art book or the soundtrack.
Right.
But you get these swatches that you can put on your vehicles so you could stand out in the crowd. Ooh, I spent more money.
Oh, God.
No, but really, for me, it was the build pieces, which is the main thing, like that you want, right? Because I always enjoy building in games, and so
I want to be able to stream it early, like that. That's
that's why you do at least the deluxe.
That's where my
right?
budget said, okay, you can do this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's the Sardaukor armor here.
Yeah.
So you get a little preview of that, and here you get a little preview of the build pieces, which this is really small here on my stream. But if you go over to their website, it's all here. So exciting stuff for the pre-orders, and we thought we were going to get in May 15th, but then they released this just a couple days ago. An important update. Right here. As such, we will be moving the release to June 10th. So basically, they pushed it a month.
Yeah.
5 days short, but basically a month, which, of course, we want the game to be good and have the kinks worked out. But one of the benefits of this is that they're going to do a large scale beta test. And so maybe more people will get in, especially if you're a Funcom creator. Like anybody, any Funcom creators?
Well, I haven't gotten to any of their beta testing.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm hoping.
I looked at the email. I checked my email and I signed up for beta test. Like they said, if you want to sign up for early beta access 3 or 4 years ago, that was my first sign up, and I have never heard anything from them.
I think I signed up 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So unfortunately it's pushed back, but still it's exciting. So concerns, especially from that latest stream. So I think they say something like 98% of the game is PvE. which is weird. And then all of a sudden you're thrust into PvP if you want to go out to the deep desert, or if you want to explore crashed ships around the world in the PvE areas. So you're saying the coolest content, I'm going through the desert, I'm doing everything, and there's a crashed ship right there, and I want to go in and fight the things that are in there and get the cool loot that's in there, but I have to PvP to do it? Like MMOs learned this long ago, that you can't subject PvE players to PvP because they don't like it, and they're not going to do it, and they're going to complain, and they're going to stop playing, and they're not going to pay for the season passes that they're going to release like 4 a year with the extra content. So I don't know why they're doing this. Like MMOs learned long ago not to do this. And the worst part, though, obviously you see a crashed ship, like that's like, I want to go. It's a magnet, right? But the worst part is when you get to end game, they have this huge, massive, they call it the deep desert, where you fly your ornithopter out to, and it's all PvP. And in that video yesterday, they said, well, we gave people an ornithopter. You could just get in it and fly away if you don't want a PvP. Or we gave you special abilities to disengage and run away. No, that's not PvP. That's forced PvP and making us run away.
Yeah.
Like, that's terrible. You got to give us a PvE deep desert, because that's what so many people are going to want. I know 3 or 4 people really well who won't go into the PvP zones at all. 0. And I mean,
I will go if my entire guild goes and there's like 15 or 20 of us.
Yeah, so you can
and we're
back
just
up.
Enough that no one wants to mess with us. I'll go.
Yeah, but I've played too many MMOs, and I've played the PvP and the Zergs, and what happens is you get an entire guild, or you get 4 or 5 guilds, and literally you get 4 or 5 guilds just get together, and it's called a Zerg. It's called a Zerg for a reason. Yeah. Because they just run around in a big group. The leader marks the target, and everybody fires on that target, and then they just kill everybody. They just wipe everybody. So you could get 5 or 6 really like decked out in gear and proficient players who are really well organized, and they could kill a whole guild of PvE. 32 players from a PvE guild who think that they're safe out there could get zerged and killed by 5 or 6 players who are decked out and coordinated and know what they're doing. And that's not fun. But that's not the worst part. The stream said the worst part about this game yesterday. I watched the whole stream, and the worst part about Dune is that, well, when you go into the deep desert, make sure you go with friends. So, because in the PvE areas, everybody gets to loot chests and get their own loot, and everybody gets to do. But in the PvP zones, you want to have really good friends. They said, get yourself some good friends. Well, what about the people who are just casually playing with other people who are PvE players? So good friends, or because when you loot something, it's one loot. MMOs stopped doing that 15 years ago. 15 years ago, because people grief each other. If you go into an area with other people that you can't attack, or even if you can attack them because you're allied with them, right? You go into that area, they just run over and grab the loot and run away. And they even said, well, we gave you the abilities to disengage and run away and jump in your ornithopter and run away. So your whole guild clears everything. One guy follows behind you and runs in and grabs the loot and runs off and gets in his ornithopter, flies away.
Yep.
And he's allied with you. He's allied with Atreides, or, which is what you're allied with, or, House Harkonnen or whatever. Like, really? Grief looting? They stopped doing this 15 years ago, and you just said in the stream and yesterday, or whatever it was yesterday, right? Yeah. That you're going to have grief looting for friendlies. So get yourself a good set of friends who won't grief loot each other. But we can't do anything about the other people around. Like, oh my goodness, I am not looking forward to some of that stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I even posted a comment on on that stream saying that they stopped doing this years ago, and you're going to learn. Funcom, you're going to learn that people do not like this. It's funny, in Conan Exiles, they had PvE separate servers and PvP separate servers, and they didn't have to play together. But they're forcing it. People say, oh, you're not forced to PvP. No, you are. Because the servers has PvP in areas. So I can't go to that area without forced PvP. That's the definition of forced PvP.
Yeah, if you want to have a zone of PvP, that's cool, but you have to do it in a way that it doesn't get in the way of the main loop of the game for everyone else.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to use Guild Wars 2 as an example.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot. They have a great PvP system. I've been playing a lot of PvP because it's a separate world. You go into there. You are getting into that.
Yeah.
You are not forced into there. If you are playing the main loop, you won't get PvP anywhere. Mm-hmm. You go into it knowingly that you are going to get PvP. You know what you are doing. You are not forced to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I liked in one of the videos I saw, maybe it was the first one or some interviews, they said, oh, well, PvE players don't have to go to the deep desert. They can just stay back at their base and go to the marketplace and buy the stuff that comes and gets marked up really expensive. It's not about getting the stuff off the marketplace or affording it. It's about getting out and exploring the world that you've given us. And so when I get to endgame, I can't go out to the deep desert with my ornithopter if I don't want to PvP. So
yeah,
I would say this too. If they wanted to focus on PvP, they should have focused only on PvP and do all the game PvP open.
Yeah.
And just straight to the niche and say it's a PvP game.
Yeah.
You are getting into this knowing that it's going to be a lot of PvP. But just making this somehow middle ground it didn't work for New World. New World did that.
Yep.
It didn't work at all.
It's never worked for any game ever.
I would argue that you did say that like 98% of the game is PvE. So I would still say that that's not most of the game, but I do hear what you're saying that it is end game, or it does feel like if you can play lots of the game, why not have some zones that are PvE for the same content that are PvP with better rewards for PvP?
Yeah.
Because that's usually what PvP is about, is having those better rewards.
They just simply, the solution is super simple. You have a server. When you go to the deep desert, you just click, I want to go to the PvP one, or I want to go to the PvE one. And that's it. Like, there's going to be tough NPCs there to fight for the PvE players. And then the PvP players can fight each other over the stuff if they want. And that's it. And you know what? I'm going to put money on it that says within the first year, probably less than 12 months, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Funcom has made a lot of bad decisions, in my opinion, when it came to Conan Exiles, one of their biggest games, which is the game I have the second most hours on after Valheim. But I love the game, and I love so many things they did do. But they did do some things for the PvP players that did affect or took content away from the PvE players in Conan Exiles, and I always hated it. And now they're doing the same thing, but even worse, because now they're forcing us to PvP if we go out there, or like I said, grief looting if you go out there and you're even with allies, right? So
that might be worse than the PvP.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping the PvE will keep us engaged enough, because I love Dune, and I really enjoy the way that their Conan Exiles functioned, like the mechanics of the game, and I see it in this game. So fingers crossed. Let's stay positive. I know, right? But yeah, so then we have a new game. It just came out yesterday. I think it surprised everybody. I looked at the articles too, and everybody was just really surprised that this game came out.
There was no announcement of the early access.
Yeah, there was no
that is going to happen, not that it's going to happen now.
Yeah. So this is just a little gameplay footage. I released my first video. I recorded enough footage of my gameplay to make 3 videos.
Nice.
So the other ones will
Ooh.
be up soon. But it's a little tricky because there's certain things that aren't intuitive. And I think I need to start making videos for this game because people are going to wonder how to do this, because I kind of putzed around for a while trying to look, here I am trying to figure out how to remove my bedroll. There's nothing on the screen right there that tells you how to remove that bedroll. Nothing.
Yeah.
And have you tried this game yet, MD? Or are you thinking about trying it?
It's on my wish list.
Yeah.
It was brought to my attention yesterday.
Yeah, because it just came out.
I have so many other things that I'm working on right now
Yeah.
that I'm just like, I'm not even gonna bother looking at it yet. But I see
Yeah.
a bunch of people playing it today, and I'm like, oh, okay. It's on my wish list. That's
Yeah.
as far as I've gotten so far.
Yeah, it has a lot of fun things, and a lot of the mechanics, or some of the mechanics, are similar to Valheim. So there's
I do like
a lot of
the
familiar
visual map
territory.
points.
Yeah. And you'll see here. So here's a little bonus for anybody who's made it this far into the podcast. If you play this game and you want to remove any build piece, including that bed, you have to go into, you have to hit T. You hit B first as in boy to go into build mode. And then you hit T as in Tom to go into repair mode. So you have to go into repair mode. And then if you left click, you repair something because you don't have like a hammer. It's just repair mode. But if you right click, it destroys it and gives you all the resources back,
Interesting.
which is terrible because it's not intuitive. Like I have no idea how to do it. And
Yeah.
I had to Google it, which I hate having to Google stuff in a game. It should be intuitive.
I will say
Yeah.
that I am in the conversation with a couple of different games that are in development right now. And I have been talking to them about their build systems and how to like make things a little bit more intuitive and like
Yeah.
at least as from a player's perspective.
Yeah.
And like what feels right, what kinds of things make something a little bit more smooth. And so that's been a lot of fun to be able to give that kind of feedback. So I've actively been trying to join more alpha testing of games so that
So you can give feedback, helpful
if
feedback.
people are open, that I can give feedback like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
for
sort
sure.
of, sort of my current like goal.
Well, so if you watch when I break that log, it breaks into several pieces, and they're all sparkling, and they automatically go into your inventory if it's sparkling when you walk by, like in Valheim. But Aska and a few other games drove me nuts because things would break apart and they'd go all over the place, and then I have to go around and click on them one by one by one.
No,
It's so tedious. Like, give it the little sparkle, and the sparkle means that you auto pick it up. And so, that's what this game does. It does a lot of little things like that, like Valheim. And it's I'm like, yes. So familiar territory, convenience things. And one of my favorite things about this game is early magic. Early game magic, which is great because this game is very RuneScape. It's very much about the magic, but more so than that. Oh, and it has a like this hologram mode, so you can place everything you want to build, and then add the resources to it. Or you can go and build regular build mode where it just places it directly. But if you go into hologram mode, it'll place it all in hologram, and then you can add pieces when you have enough resources. But yeah, early game magic is actually utilitarian. It's not just like fireball or magic missile for you Dungeons and Dragons fans or Baldur's Gate 3 fans. Like you get magic like that. You can an axe, like this magical axe you can throw, and it'll cut down trees instantly instead of having to chop them forever. And it'll cut down multiple trees if you line them up and it's within range. And same for mining. Like there's a whole bunch of boulders in an area, and you'd have to break up each one, like in Valheim. But if you cast this, I forget what the spell's called, it just breaks all the boulders in the area. They all fall over the place, and you just run by and pick them all up. Aska, watch this video and take this recommendation to heart, because it's like one of the things that drove me away from that game is how I just loot stuff. Even though I know later you get NPCs, you build a village and they do it for you, but So the building system is kind of fun. It's a little bit of a mix. It has snap points, which I really like. You have basic snap points, and then you have advanced snap points. Dune footage. But yeah, so the building system's kind of fun, but it is like bigger pieces, not like the little Lego pieces of Valheim. And the combat's kind of like Souls-like Valheim, where you have a dodge and a block and an attack, and so that it feels very intuitive and kind of fun to do. So
Well, that's a good point.
yeah, I like games that give you a dodge. If you can't dodge in a game, I always feel like like I just got to stand here and take the beating.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
so we'll see. I've got about 2 hours logged in now, and probably play it a little bit more after we finish recording the podcast. Kind of
A
excited.
great
to get
moment
back
to
in
play a little bit.
it. Yeah. If you end up getting it, you guys let me know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
said, it's on my wish list right now. I'm focusing on Voyagers of Nera
Yeah,
because I just got access to their early alpha, and it's free. So
yeah. Well, and there's so many games. There's only so many hours in a day, so
Yeah.
yeah,
You
and
have
it's
to pick
open
and
alpha
choose.
too, so you get to like show like what you're doing, which is fun.
yeah. You're not under embargo. You know, you get to
Right.
share it, so that's cool. All right, well, that's our 90 minutes. I think that's gonna do it for this episode.
Can I
Thanks for
mention
joining me. Yeah, go
One
ahead.
thing that I noticed.
What do we got?
So we got a game coming out on Friday.
Which one?
Lost Skies. It appears to be like possibly a remake of Worlds Adrift. I'm not entirely sure, but they look very similar.
Lost
But it's coming
Skies.
out on Friday. It's it looks like if Enshrouded and Aloft had a baby. I don't know.
Mm.
It's got gliders. You can make ships. There are aerial battles. It looks like.
Mhm.
The movement looks a little weird, a little rough. I don't know. I have not participated in any alpha or beta testing, but it is coming out for early access.
It looks like
Friday.
Aloft. Oh, but Aloft doesn't have like separate ships, right? Like that.
No, they do. Well,
do
no,
they?
it doesn't. You have no. You don't have a separate ship. You float
Yeah.
the island.
You float the island, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this
like
looks
this,
cool.
it does look interesting, but I have doubts. I have concerns. I don't know.
Mm. Have you seen any gameplay footage or any
I have
early
not.
reviewers talking about
I have
it?
not. I only have
Hmm.
one person in my community who was like, "Oh yeah, I played in the beta testing and it was cool." Like
Oh,
that's it. That's
okay.
all I got.
Mm. Well, Aloft, Aloft looked kind of cool, but to me it seemed a little too casual. Like you said, it's a
Yes.
similar gameplay loop and it's very casual. So I was looking for something with a little more of like a challenge. This
Valheim
looks
lost
like maybe it
interest.
does.
Real fast. In
Yeah.
Aloft. I played it through. The final battle in Aloft was gorgeous and fun.
Hmm.
But yeah, this looks different and interesting, and like it'll capture a lot of people's interests. I think a lot of people kind of need to have their eye on Stormforge too. But
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched the gameplay trailer for that game.
I have, but it's been a while.
Yeah, I think we'll see what they're able to do.
This isn't gameplay. This looks like a cartoon, huh? That's right. This is the game that looks
This
like
is
a
gameplay.
cartoon.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember there was a game that their artwork kind of looked like a cartoon, which is cool.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
cell shading.
Is it a survival? It looks like it's a survival game,
It
right?
is.
Oh, look
It
at
is
that.
a
You can
crafting
build quite a
surviving-
bit.
Crafting survival game.
Ooh. This will probably be on my list as well to try
I would say
out.
put it on your wish list for sure.
Yeah.
Just so that you can see what they post about. Because a lot of people, because of the name, I think a lot of people, if you just like Google Stormforge, you go to like Blizzard IP and stuff.
Oh, right, because they
Um,
have that in there.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
you're gonna go to a different thing than if you go to Steam and look up
Mhm.
Stormforge. So like, or- anyway, I just wanted to bring those to people's attention for anyone looking for survival crafting games and don't mind early access.
We don't know
You
when
know.
this is going to be released, though, right?
Stormforge, no.
Yeah.
No. Right
Well-
now they are inviting people to their Discord for alpha testing.
Oh, okay.
Also, yeah, they're quite early still.
Yeah. But you said Lost Skies comes on the
Comes out on
18th.
Friday. Yeah,
2
that's what I'm
days from
saying.
now. So when this
Yeah.
podcast comes out,
Right, that's
people
what
can
I'm
go and
saying.
get it.
I feel like Lost Guys is at least worth mentioning
Yeah.
because, you know, like you said, RuneScape Dragonwilds just came out yesterday and Lost Guys is coming out apparently Friday.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Oh,
look more into Lost Skies. My goodness, Lost Skies and RuneScape. And I'm
You
actually
make-
kind of glad Dune pushed its date back so I could have
I
time
know,
to play
right?
these other games.
you made me remind something I should have told you sooner.
What's that?
On there's a game announcement, not release, but announcement. A Star Wars Zero Company.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Star Wars
they
Zero
must-
Company.
Yeah, they're just going to present it on Saturday. But you made me
Oh.
remind of that.
Mhm.
I'm not
No.
sure what is going to happen with that because it's an AI game, but
Yeah.
the
Ah.
last two were really good, so let's hope.
Yep. And then just one more plug for Voyagers of Nera. If you're looking for a survival crafting game that is free, their demo currently is free and they're looking to update their demo soon. And their demo is not small. Like there is significant hours of gameplay that you can test right now.
Oh wow, and it's free, so why not, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. My goodness, Dune. Dune.
Now I want to recommend one more game. Me too.
Uh-oh.
Me too.
Which one? Which one?
MD, I'm sorry, but this one I'm not sure you can play. But
Oh, okay.
Goblin Cleanup.
Goblin Cleanup.
Yeah, it's a funny game about the goblin trying to clean the dungeon. There's only the demo,
Yeah.
but I played a few minutes and it's so funny.
Okay.
Oh, let's see here. We got a little. So your job
Yeah.
is to. Are you still fighting creatures? Oh no, you're cleaning. You're literally cleaning after the adventurers that come through, right?
Yes, you're cleaning after the adventure, and you are not immune to the things that kills the adventurers.
Oh, so you got to be careful too. You could get hurt.
Yeah,
That looks delightful and I couldn't play it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first if it's only
That-
first person only.
That looks like a
Uh,
complete serotonin hit.
Yeah.
yeah. And there's also something interesting about this game. Is an Argentinian developer too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Ah, well, it looks charming. So,
it's so funny.
and is it out now or is it coming out?
It's just the demo. The demo.
Oh, just
is
the
in-
demo. You can download the demo and try it.
It's free. It's free to download from Steam. The demo.
Oh,
Nice.
cool. Yeah, and it looks like it was a Kickstarter
Yeah.
game, so maybe you can still support it if you like the demo. But yeah, that's cute. All right, well,
I love it. So yeah, if you didn't have anything to do,
yeah, there's a whole
enjoy.
bunch of games there to check out.
oh man,
Yeah, not to mention all the games from the last couple of years that have been in demo or early access that have had huge updates or gone into 1.0. Like, I keep looking at all those games thinking I want to go back and try those too, but there's so many of them. So,
Yeah.
all right, well, yeah, let's look for another big update for Valheim or another game. At least when Dune comes out, we gotta, after we play it for a week or so, we gotta jump on and say what we like or don't like about it. And
Hey,
you're gonna play
yeah.
it, Vaste?
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Oh,
It's not my type of game.
Hmm.
I love MMOs. I've been playing a lot of MMOs, but I just have time for one MMO at the time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you're into
And that-
Guild Wars 2 and you got a community, that's going to take up a lot of your
Yeah.
time for a while.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you're great
Mhm.
because MD and I can work out all the bugs in Dune for you. It'll be buggy,
Yeah.
it'll have problems, and then maybe 6 months later you'll consider it or something.
Maybe I will try it. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Cool. All right. Well, that's going to be it for this episode 81. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And
Thank you very much.
that's
Yeah,
it for
thanks
now.
having us.
Have fun out there.
Bye.
Bye.